Hello, everyone. Welcome to Developing Palates. I am Aaron Loomis, and with me, as always, is Jiunn Liu. How you doing, Jiunn?
Doing good.
So today we are talking about the Foundation, the Wise Man Maduro Corona Gorda, also known as the El Wednesday Maduro. Cigar is 5.62 inches by 46 ring gauge, comes out of the Tabs factory in Nicaragua. Wrapper is Mexican San Andres. Binder is Nicaraguan Corojo 99, and the filler is from Nicaragua. It's blended by Nick Melillo, and the price point is $9.90, and the cigar was released in September of 2017. So with that out of the way, June, what was your pre-light experience like?
The pre-light was very good. I thought the cigar had a like a really nice, attractive, rich, almost like a red hue, Colorado red sort of a tint to it, especially hold it out to the light. Veins well pressed, seems tight, but pretty visible. Soft press on the bunch and roll, done pretty well. Uniform give throughout. Head finish off with a thick triple cap. Smell little wrapper, deep cedar, a little bit of white pepper coming through. Smelling the foot, powerful white pepper, intense cedar, cold draw, dry red peppers, and a very spicy cedar. So a very robust nosing experience.
Yeah, this cigar has a slightly different band on it. Instead of the blue one on the original, this is a red, kind of a, I don't know, almost like a burgundy-ish red. It's the same kind of reddish color that was in the original. It's just kind of almost like a flip-flop, just so that you have a different visual between the original and the Maduro. The aroma I got from the wrapper was had a refreshing quality to it, which seems kind of odd because it was like a slight barnyardy note, but it was, I don't know, just light and refreshing to me. Foot brought like a slightly sweet hay and leather, and the pre-light draw was a mix of light hay and cardboard to it. So take us through your flavor profile.
First third, I mean, this is one of those cigars you light up and you're like, man, this is the epitome of deep flavors, right? Like, not to copy like Dion's slogan for his Illusione cigars, but like I thought, man, this is just deep flavors. Full distinct notes of dry red pepper, baker's chocolate, cedar, retro, really strong red pepper that scorches your nostrils. Same level of intensity in terms of spicy cedar as well. Luckily, this is somewhat balanced by like a nice, like lasting cream nuttiness as well. Finish long with dry red pepper, cedar. It coats your entire tongue and rear palate. Takes virtually no time for the cigar to be medium full in strength. Like, I think I was like an inch into it or so, and I was like, man, this thing's got a kick to it. So body right at the medium. Moving to the second third. The part that I mainly notice is the cigar's ability to be so spice forward, and also with the strength to match. So this is one of those cigars where it's like, man, I think I'm in for a tasty, spicy treat, and I'm definitely going to feel the results of it as well. So to that extent, strength kicks up once again to nearing that full mark. Deepness and flavor still there, but with less notes, now being centered around dry red pepper, cedar, roasted nuts. On the retro, picks up a barnyard note as well, with the same intense dry red pepper and spicy cedar. Finish continues to coat the palate with the heavy dry red pepper and cedar. Body remains still at that medium mark. Moving on to the last third. It's mainly a mixture of charred wood and dry red pepper. That charred wood note, unfortunately, starts to really overshadow the other notes that I enjoy so much. Retrohale is most appreciated part of the cigar at this point, because it's a replica of what I had in the second third. Finish still really coats that whole palate with charred wood and dry red pepper. Strength still almost at that full mark, and body medium.
Yeah, cigar began with a nice mix of baking spice and wood. A little further in, I got an underlying coffee note that kind of joined that mix of spice and wood. Retrohale is a pretty full version of that same profile. 3/4 of an inch in, that baking spice settled way down as some cream joined in and kind of enhanced that coffee note while the wood was still prevalent in the profile as well. As the third was wrapping up, that coffee note kind of faded away and the cream was, pairing pretty well with that slightly dark wood note. And strength was like slightly above medium. Getting in the second third, a slight bit of coffee kind of rejoined that dark wood in the cream profile. Retrohale is, a pretty full version of that slightly dark wood note. At half an inch in, that wood note became even darker, as the coffee note did as well in the background. An inch in, cream and coffee notes go away. leaving that dark wood as that lone flavor. And as the third comes to a close, a little bit of cream rejoined, and then to mix in with that dark wood, and strength remained at that slightly above medium mark. Getting to the final third, cream decreases some while that dark wood note is up front, a little slight spice to it. At a 1/4 inch in, I got a little bit of mintiness that joined that dark wood and cream. And then at a 1/2 inch in, I got a flood of earthiness that mixed in with that dark wood and cream and kind of pushed that mintiness out. At an inch in, things began to heat up a little bit. Earthiness goes away, that dark wood remains, along with some mintiness returning. And strength had moved up to medium full at that point. Getting to construction for burn and draw, what was your experience like?
I rated a burn average. It was really unfortunate, man. Like this cigar, the first third, major tunneling, 3 touch-ups within the first third. But with a good purge, fortunately, each of those, tunneling events that happened, I was still able to taste the cigar, which is good because I rated the very first third to be very good in flavor. So. Past that first third, performance was good. Gave me solid 1.5-inch ash increments, fairly tight ashes in a cool burn. On the draw side, perfect, ideal, and absolutely no issues with the draw.
Yeah, for me, the burn had some slight waves, but it was pretty straight the whole way. The ash was a little bit flaky, but it held on in 1-inch increments. It wasn't horrible. In regards to the draw, slightly tighter than I prefer, but it didn't cause any issues with the smoking experience. So that was just a slight gripe. So overall, what were your thoughts?
I thought it was a good cigar. I think I thought it was a good cigar overall. I also think that the cigar, within the one singular example that I smoked, is not ready to be smoked. So, as a cigar, the beginning of the cigar was super tasty, very big, robust, deep flavors. But as the cigar continued, I thought it was a bit too spice dominant. It eventually became a bit too charred. So I really need to, I think, revisit this cigar later on with a couple of months of rest. I know these just started shipping because our sample was from the trade show. So I'm looking forward to picking up a few more and revisiting this. But even at this point, it's worth smoking. If you, for the folks that have them, line them up.
Yeah, the flavor profile is pretty nice. It has some good complexities through the first 2/3. Final third became a bit linear, but I mean, a lot of cigars do that in that kind of in the final third. Performance was very good for me. Didn't really require any attention. I didn't have to touch it up or anything like that. I think that smokers like the kind of medium and above strength level will enjoy this. And I also think it's definitely a good addition to the El Owense line. Having a variation between the two lines. I think I'd probably lean more towards the original than this one based on what I've smoked so far of this. But that's not to say somebody else that favors Maduro's wouldn't like it more. So I'm definitely interested in smoking more of these. So there's nothing wrong with this one at all. Getting into the scores, I gave it a 6.92. You gave it a 6.87. How do you think that matches up with your experience?
Matches well. In terms of their flavor delivery within the first, second, last third, I went from very good to average, which so to that extent, it shows the linear kind of progression of the decline of, the enjoyment of flavors. Draw, perfect, burn, average. But, it sounds like I'm painting a story that's not so good. But I still really enjoy the cigar, and I think I will enjoy it a whole lot more with with a few months rest.
Yeah, I mean, we scored it identical. The only difference was construction scores, and that's just minor. So we were very close on points, just 0.05 points away from each other. So it's the same. So yeah, this is a very flavorful cigar. And like you say, if maybe a couple more months does a little bit of good to it, it's going to be even better than that. So we're both right around that 7 mark. So this is kind of a good kind of a good plateau to see. So. I definitely think it's going to be one that goes pretty strong this year. Any other final thoughts from you?
Maybe next year we'll see the wiser man using
Candela.
I don't know. Yeah, using Candela. No, actually, that'll be called the shittier man.
Yeah.
It's Canelo.
There you go. If you're just catching this video on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to us, but also check out the full written review on the website, developingpalates.com. Be sure to follow us on all the social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Google+. And you can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts, so iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in, and we will catch you on the next one.